Hello wine friends, I'm Michael Higgins. I am the author of the book series Exploring Wine Regions, and I have been participating with wineries, restaurants, and other events that serve wine for more than 20 years. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I am surprised that people don't know how to pour wine. Even professionals, wine stewards, restaurateurs, sommeliers, servers of all types. In the 20 years, I've only had one pour correctly. And so I thought this video would be valuable to your career, valuable to the whole experience of wine. And I'm not just going to show you how to pour wine, because that would just take a couple of minutes or less. But I'm going to show you the whole process, and maybe there's some good things in here to learn that you will be able to take away and improve what it is that you do. So, first of all, when it comes to wine, I like to have a clean bottle. Even though it comes out of a wine cellar and it might be dusty, I like to clean it off so it looks really good, especially if you've got other people around and you're serving wine. You really want these wine bottles to look good. And the same thing holds true with the glasses. Just because it's washed and someone else might have, cleaned it and even done a good job like I'm doing, I really think that if you're the one serving the wine, you should check the glasses. Make sure they really are clean. No water spots, no dust, no lipstick left on from before. It's important to do that. And by the way, I love really soft cloths because it makes a difference when you're cleaning them. You don't get the lint, and it gives it a nice clean glass. The next thing is that wine openers, there's a lot of different kinds of wine openers. But this is the kind of wine opener that professionals use. Of course, you've got those kind that you go like this. There's the kind you stick in and the air pops them out. But this is really the wine opener that I recommend. And it has three components. It's got the knife, it's got the corkscrew, and it has the lever. And I'm going to close this back up again. And they come in different kinds. You can see here I have two. I particularly like these kind that are, have inlaid wood or inlaid stones. And if you go to my website, exploringwineregions.com, you will find some of these there if you're interested in very interesting kind of wine openers. So let's start with a bottle right here. And you'll notice I have, different kinds of bottles. But we're going to deal with these two, which is one is with wax and one is your standard. And so what really occurs first is you're going to take the knife out and you're going to use this lip that's under here to go around and cut your way through here. So the top is going to come off. And this is the way it's really pretty much done. You can see here how it's going to come off. You might have to use the knife to get underneath. And then I'm going to tell you what my preference is. So this is how you typically see it. But the truth is, that's better. And you know why it's better? You can clean this. It's all glass here. You don't have any kind of other element there. Don't you like that? It's nice that way. Put the knife away. Real good idea. Probably the first thing you want to do after you're done using it. Now, I always look at the cork and see how far the cork is in there. And then I look at how far the corkscrew is going in there. You can see here that the corkscrew, even at this level, and even more, can go past that. And if the wine bottle is older, that's going to be really important because you're going to want to make sure you have a good grip on that cork when you pull it out. This is a newer wine, so let's just put this in the center and start turning it. It's funny that this is making noises, but when you buy a corkscrew, you want to make sure that it has a coating on there. There's usually these coatings, like a Teflon coating, that makes them slide into the cork. And this one does have that. Then you put this, should show you right here. So it's in. It's It's actually past that because I brought it in all the way. And then you just bring this up and put it on the lip, hold it nice and tight, and then you lift it up and it'll come out. Just like that. Now some people think that you want to smell the cork. And it's really not necessary because you're going to smell the wine. What you're really looking for on the cork is to see how that wine, you see here how the wine has come up the side of the cork? You really want to make sure that it doesn't come all the way up to the very top, because if it does, then that means that air is getting in. And that's what you're really looking for. And so, you hand that cork to somebody and they are going to look at it. But they should be looking at it rather than smelling it, and they should be checking for that. But I think you, as the wine professional, should check as well. So that's how you open up that wine. Let's bring that over here and show you about this. This is a wax top. In fact, this is the wine that I actually made. It's a very nice Cabernet from Napa Valley, a blend of a couple of very nice vineyards. And so this is a French wax that the bottles have been dipped into. And you really don't want to try to take this off. I learned the hard way on this, of trying to take that off. It's very difficult. And you don't need to. All you really need to do is put the corkscrew inside there. And it'll work. Let's use the other corkscrew. There's really no difference, but I'm going to use the other one just to make it different. In this particular case, what's important is you want to make sure you're in the center. You're going to want to try to get into the center of that cork. You're going to have to give it a little bit more pressure as you're pushing it in, because you're going to go straight through the wax, and the wax will make the corkscrew slippery. And now you're going to go right into the cork itself. You see that? All the way through, just like that. Now, it might work to put this on the side, because what it's going to do is it's going to break that wax. And I find you kind of have to stand up and give it a little bit of pressure like this. These are harder to do. There you go. You see that? And I just want to show you how that broke loose. See that? So the wax will eventually break off, as you saw. And it'll be on the top here. And then you just pull it out. And by the way, if on any cork you end up being like this, because you didn't get enough of the corkscrew in, you just give it a pull. It will come out. And here again, you're looking at the cork. This is not a new bottle. This bottle is, the vintage is 7 years ago. So, now it's really important to take a look here and see how that wine is on the cork, because if it came all the way up, then there could be a problem with the wine. So, let's put the cork back in there for a minute. In fact, I have something here I want to talk to you about. And these are things that you put in your bottles, like this one here. I like this. I like the beauty, but I also like the rubber here that makes this seal. This is a great device. And this way you can keep the wine. The second thing is these little devices. This is a very clever device. If you go on my website, exploringwineregions.com, you will find this. And this is actually a device that will make your wine last a long time, because what's inside here causes all of the oxygen to disappear, and that's what ages the wine. So when you put this on, it doesn't take long and there's no more oxygen inside there. You don't have to do that sucking out oxygen, putting back inside. So those are really good. So there's things like this on my website if you want those kinds of things. So now let's talk about pouring the wine. And this is really where this whole thing started from for this video, is pouring the wine. There is this idea, and I don't know why. Here, by the way, clean, right? And if you're going to be very formal and professional where you are, depends on the situation, you may bring out the cloth like this and, use it to pour. Maybe it comes from wine by the glass, where what you do is you pour, and you pour, and you pour. And this really is the common way people will pour wine from a bottle that you bought the bottle. This isn't a wine by the glass conversation. There's too much wine in there. There's always too much wine. And that is the thing that I hope you take away from this video. This is what you want. Just a short amount of wine in there. Because what you're looking for is the ability to swirl this. Because remember, drinking wine is very much about the nose. And when you do this, you're able to bring out the nose. Try doing that with this. It just doesn't work. And you could even try doing it like this. But you see the problem? It's not even really swirly. And this is how 99.9% of the people pour wine. And if you want to be the person who's smart, knows how to do this and look like a real professional, this is what you're going to do. See how much easier it is to look at the color. See how much easier it is to bring it to your nose, and especially to be able to swirl. Wow, that tastes good. And I just wouldn't be able to have that same experience over here with this. Even taking the swirling out of it. Really? Are you going to be able to see color? It's harder. And then, you're only going to get the regular sniff, not the swirled. And then you have to be careful here. This is heavy. You can drink it, but if you bought the bottle, it doesn't really make any difference how much wine is in the glass because you got the bottle. So when you pour short. You pour very short so someone can enjoy the wine. This is the most important thing to learn that this video was made for. So I hope I've helped you understand opening the bottle, serving the wine. And this is going to make a difference in your involvement with pouring wine the rest of your life. And remember, when it comes down again, you pour it right back up. Just this small amount. This is how wine should be poured and best enjoyed by the person that you're serving. So thank you very much. Please visit me on my website, exploringwineregions.com. There's lots of interesting blogs there on all different kinds of wine topics and wine region topics, and you can always write me there and tell me what you think of this video and the other things that are going on. So thank you again for listening, and cheers!